You mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is here every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m.
A pleasant good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us from. If you are watching us from the diaspora, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. And if you are watching us from our mother's land in Liberia, a pleasant good morning and happy new week. So all of you out there, folks, happy new week. This is a week that we can accomplish if only we keep pressing forward with a focused mind. We have to be effective and efficient in order to get what we want to get. So if you are leading this morning to your workplace, I'm saying happy new week to you. And if you are going to your business area or to campus or specific class, a pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to Focal Online TV. Welcome to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. Here with Kaylin Tokpa as your co-presenter and Greg Finan Courage Power as your presenter. Kaylin Tokpa, how do you feel this morning?
Well, I'm super great, especially on today. We want to acknowledge our people that they should stay peaceful as we approach to the crucial stage of the elections. We, over the last few days, we have noticed that also the derogatory statement that tends to undermine the peace and stability of Liberia, and this is why we need to caution Liberia to be peaceful.
Yes, so out of the comments we got from our political leaders or people who we called political leaders were misleading to our people. It doesn't speak of peace. So if we have to work, if we have to be effective when it comes to peace, we have to do all of those things that we are saying. All of our utterance, they are not of good, and so we need to do away with that. But it's good being back here to serve our Liberian people on Focal Online TV. This is the daily edition where we inform you about happenings within our country, Liberia, and the war at large. Remember to get yourself a newspaper, be Okum, with all of the situations relating to our country, Liberia, all of them. Here on Focal Online TV, will bring you leading top stories and we bring to you the news in detail. So, in order to be informed about every other thing, you have to get yourself a newspaper being sold for 40 Liberian dollars. That is the minimum amount. So, the maximum 50 Liberian dollars. So, let's look at our news revision. Let's look at our newspaper revision in studio this morning. We have with us the Daily Observer newspaper. We have the New Dawn newspaper. We have the Front Page Africa newspaper. We have the Hot Pepper newspaper. Moving forward, we have our international news, and our source for today is ABC. So let's look at the Daily Observer newspaper. Let's look at the headline quick, and then we take a short break. When we get back, we fill you in on all of the details. So we have the headlines under the Daily Observer newspaper. We have Southeast cut off until October 9. Southeast cut off until October 9. This is a leading information that others need to know, those who are business personnel. So NEC's failure to publish final VIO raises concerns. This is important, it's essential for you too. NEC's failure to publish final VIO raises concern. Another headline on a town newspaper reads CDC insists on first round victory. CDC insists on first round victory. Another headline under the Newtown newspaper: CPP to lock down ATS October 1st. CPP to lock down ATS October 1st. Another headline: if they steal this election, it will be the end of this country. Wow. If they steal this election, it will be the end of this country. That's another headline under the front page African newspaper. We now run quickly to Hot Pepper newspaper. Tremendous life changes for four female ADT operators at Asara Meta, Liberia. This is women empowerment. It's amazing this morning to be reading one headline that shows women in authority as it relates to their career. So yeah, folks, let's take a short break. When we get back, I commence with the Daily Observer newspaper, where I bring to you information, reliable information from our sources. Daily Observer newspaper, Front Page Africa. We have Hot Pepper newspaper and New Down newspaper. Thanks for watching. And I'll be right back shortly. But before then, kindly make use of our comment section where we can read out your comments. If you are watching, you will be notified. Please make use of our comment section. And we will be right back shortly with the daily edition of Inside the Print Media.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV. Located at
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. Here as your presenter, Christina Karishpar, and I'm here this morning along with my co-presenter. His name is
Tim Lyndon Toba.
And we are here to fill you in on the information relating to our country, Liberia. So we begin with the Daily Observer newspaper. The first headline reads: Southeast cut off until October 9. The deplorable condition of the roads leading to the southeastern region of Liberia have once again led to that part of the country being cut off from the rest. Travel to that part of the region is practically impossible, as vehicles making their way there spend weeks through oceans of mud. The situation has led to the official closure of the main route to the southeast, especially for heavy vehicles, police say. The Liberia National Police announced on Tuesday, September 20, the closure of the major corridor of the road that leads to the southeastern region of the country, especially the highway that stretches from Saclapie in Nimba County to Zweju, Grand Julia County. The police said that part of the road is closed specifically to heavy vehicles. Deputy Police Commissioner Dixon Kamuka, who is also the police commander for Nimba County, told a local radio station in Nimba that the police mandated the closure of the main road that gives access to that part of the country to allow the road contractors to carry out some maintenance work. According to him, only light vehicles are allowed on the road during the course of the rehabilitation of the hotspots on the road. He said the police were acting upon the order of the resident engineer of the Ministry of Public Works in Nimba, Mr. Francis Carter. It is not known what prompted the action at this time when the election is just 18 days away. But the police stressed that the company should be allowed to make the rule pliable before it becomes very deplorable. This is how we move over to another headline of our news reading. NEC failure to publish final VR raises concerns. The National Election Commission (NEC) is facing allegations of violating its own regulations as Dr. Clarence Monubay raises concerns over the delayed release of the final voter roll for the highly contested October 10 polls. The final voter roll, according to the Commission's own regulations, should have been made available to the public 30 days prior to the elections. However, as of today, the NEC has yet to release the VATA document, prompting Monubay to question the Commission's commitment to a free and fair elections. The National Election Commission has not yet released the final voter roll, which is not an oversight but a flagrant disregard for the voter registration regulations. It is expected to uphold, says Monubay, a presidential candidate for the Liberian National Union. The NEC must explain to the Liberian people why they have failed to meet these fundamental legal requirements. We demand answers, and we demand them now, he added. The truth is that the Commission's actions is a recipe for chaos and undermines of our democratic principles. Moneybar's position comes after Afrobarometer reported in April of this year that popular trust is the electoral body remains weak as Liberia prepares for general elections. Afrobarometer, which is a pan-African non-partisan survey research network, shows that only one-third of Liberians trust the Commission to conduct a fair election, a decline of 10 percentage points since 2018, even though most Liberians express confidence in the secrecy of their ballots. The people of Liberia, Monubay noted, deserve an electoral process that is beyond reproach, upholds the highest standard of transparency and accountability, and it shows that the accurate reflection of the people will in the result. Meanwhile, has noted that if the authorities of the electoral body fail to heed this call and continue down the path of illegality and opacity, he will be left with no choice but to explore all available legal avenues to ensure that the electoral regulations of Liberia are upheld. This is how we turn over to Kelly Dontopa, who will fill us in from the Front Page Africa newspaper.
Thank you, Griffin SC5, for setting a very beautiful pace this morning. Front Page Africa newspaper. There will be no return to rebel checkpoint in Liberia. President Weah responds to opposition. Upon his return from the United Nations General Assembly, President George M. Weah addressed concerns raised by key opposition figures from the Unity Party and reaffirmed his confidence in Liberia's peaceful future, noted that there would be no return to rebel checkpoints in Liberia. The Liberian leader's statement came in response to members of the opposition, including remarks made by former Vice President Joseph Newman Boakai during a campaign rally, where Boakai warned of dire consequences if the ruling establishment were to manipulate the upcoming October 10th elections. Boakai was captured on video stating that is why you need to protect it. If they think they can steal this election, we will not allow it because they would do that will be the end of this country. President Weah emphasized his government's commitment to democratic principles, assuring Liberians that the nation was on the path of prosperity despite past challenges. President Weah stated, to all distinguished citizens, those who can hear my voice, I acknowledge to the glory of God and assure you that in our country there will be no return to rebel checkpoints. We are moving forward towards prosperity, acknowledging Liberia's past difficulties while remaining steadfast in our belief in democratic values. Our nations will continue to strive in peace, President Weah added. He urged Liberians to actively work for peace, emphasizing its crucial role in national development. He also encouraged the public to ignore provocative statements from certain individuals, emphasizing emphasizing that Liberians were committed to working in a peaceful environment and avoid a return to civil conflict. Do not be swayed by reckless rhetoric. On October 10th, you will wake up to go to the polls and cast a vote for your chosen candidate, President We are asserted. We have faith in democratic processes and we are dedicated to upholding them. The will of the people is our ultimate goal. President Weah also reminded the Unity Party of the 2005 and 2011 elections, suggesting that their concerns about electoral integrity were a result of past grievances related to the National Elections Commission's handling of results. I have participated in elections, and even those who are now raising a line of wars were my opponent. Today, they claim that our elections commissioner cheated. But I let us remember in 2005 and 2011, they also alleged electoral misconduct, President Weah said. We move over to another headlines on the front page Africa newspaper. If they see these elections, it will be the end of this country. Front page Africa has obtained a video of former Vice President Joseph Boakai, the standard bearer of the opposition Unity Party, during one of his campaign rallies where he warned that it could be the end of Liberia should the ruling CDC break the October 10th elections. In the video, Ambassador Boakai is sorry that is why you need to protect it. If they think they can steal this election, you will not allow it because it if they do, it would be the end of this country. Over the past weeks, supporters of the ruling party have hinted at the possibilities of elections breaking by the government while simultaneously threatening unconventional reactions if such allegations prove true. Last week, Senator Prince Johnson, representing the vote-rich Nima County, went as far as to threaten a revolt similar to the Arab Spring in the event of election breaking by the CDC. He drew inspiration from the massive turnout of supporters and the sympathizers during the launch of the Unity Party campaign on September 17th. Before the October elections, Liberians are coming out on the banner, don't try it. Any attempt the people power will be exercised like Arab Spring. You will shoot your gun, you will kill us, or you will die. No more fear. Liberians do not have fear anymore, Senator Johnson said. Arab Spring, also known as the Arab Spring, the first Arab Spring was a series of anti-government protests, uprisings, and rebel rebellion that Arab spread across most of the Arab wars in the early 2010s. It began in Tunisia in response to corruptions and economic stagnations. These statements have garnered the attentions of the ECOWAS commissions in Liberia, which was cautioned political leaders and their followers against making inflammatory and incendiary comments. With this being said, it brings us to the final conclusion of Front Page Africa. Back over to you, Grafina, for the continuations of local news.
So we continue with the New Dawn newspaper. In one of the headline reads, CDC insists on first round victory. CDC insists on first round victory. The news in details. The ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC, says no form of violence can deter its quest to win a first round victory for incumbent President George Manneh Weah in the upcoming October polls. Let this serve as a warning that we in the CDC are not moved by empty threats because we have what it takes to maintain any form of violence, said CDC National Secretary General Jefferson Kochi. Kochi said the CDC has the capacity to maintain and contain any form of violence from who be violators or any member from the opposition bloc. The CDC Secretary General statement comes amidst growing apprehension among opposition actors that the ruling establishment could rig the October presidential elections and stir conflict. Last week, Nima County Senator Prince White Johnson told a press conference that the impressive turnout exhibited during the opposition Unity Party's UP's campaign launched on 17 September 2023 is an indication of the people's resolve to remove President Weah from power. Mr. Johnson, a political ally of Unity Party standard bearer, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boaka, raised a concern about alleged potential election interference by the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change (CDC). The former Liberian warlord threatened to fight back for the cause of the people if the elections were rigged. Before the October elections, Liberians are coming out under the banner "Don't try it. Any attempt the people power will be exercised like the Arab Spring," said Senator Johnson. "You will shoot your gun, you will kill us, you will die. No more fear. Liberians don't have fear anymore," Senator Johnson said. Addressing a press conference recently at the CDC headquarters in Odes Town, Mr. Koji said that a single member from the opposition bloc can take Liberia back to old days. "Make no mistake, we have what it takes to contain any form of violence in this country," he added. He said this country has been through a lot and the carnage of the past shall never go back, or else the people will rise up to the occasion. "If you ever dream that this country will retrogress, then you are a classical bluffer," Koji continued. Another headline under the New Down newspaper: CPP to lockdown ATS October 1. CPP to lockdown ATS October 1. Opposition collaborating political parties has announced its official Monserrato campaign, slated for 1st October 2023 to lock down the Antonin Todman Stadium, ATS, and its surrounding county. Over the weekend, CPP Standard Bearer Mr. Alexander B. Cummings said that on 1st October, the CPP will be coming out to lock down Monrovia, its environment. "Hello to everyone, especially to Liberians, our partisans, sympathizers, and well-wishers. I want to use this time to give you an update because I know that there has been a lot of excitement building concerning our rally schedule for October 6, 2023, said Mr. Cummings. This is how we go back to Kill Linden Sofa just to notify our CEO is watching, and the booklet that he just commented in the comment section. Why are people feeling chested so soon? Why are people feeling chested so soon?
That's chastised.
Yes, chastised.
Yeah,
It's okay. Thank you. So you can. Why are people feeling cheated so soon? That's another one too.
Okay.
So yes. So we call on Kelly Notova who will fill us in on the hot pepper newspaper.
All right. Hot pepper newspaper. Tremendous life changes for four female ADT operators at ArcelorMittal Liberia. Access to opportunities for young Liberians, especially female who are relegated to various stereotypes, is a major challenge. When the Mines and Human Resource Department decided early this year to recruit young Liberians for training in the operations of articulated dump truck, many took advantage of the opportunity and applied. Among the local ones were Eden M. Parker, Emma Laporte, Cyrus Yukut, and Patricia Swire. These young females graduated from high schools and even bent on the outlook of opportunities to acquire skills that could help them then ready for the job market. They therefore did not take the chances with the opportunity by AML to be trained as an ADT operator. Today, they have become proud among the women in Yekipal Limba in Liberia as they are now operate in the highly sophisticated articulated dump truck. The training, which was categorized in three batches, allowed the trainees to undergo theoretical exercise about the equipment and defensive driving and practice on a simulator that prepared them to have pre-experience on how the ADT moves before initially getting on the real truck to operate. These exercises, according to the training superintendent Darlington Sawyer, were meant for 3 months, but had to go to 6 months to get the beneficiary well prepared as there were no previous knowledge in driving. As they had completed and are now contracted, the young women cannot wait to express their excitement for acquiring skills and finding themselves part of the ArcelorMittal workforce. At first, it was not easy. Being a person without knowledge in driving light vehicles and coming to operate the ADT was quite challenging. But I thank God that I was able to go through and today I can move it myself, said Patricia Swire. She added, I want to thank ArcelorMittal Liberia for making an independent woman. I just want to thank them for everything that I have become through their training and empowerment. Sarah Yukut, a young female operator, said the truck could be too large and sophisticated for her, but mastering the courage to go through the training has built her confidence. I am so excited today that I can operate this truck. When I see myself operating it, I see my size. The truck is so huge for me. But I thank God that I can operate it myself when I could do it before. Emma Lyman, another operator, believes that her life has become better for her because she has a career and skills now. After leaving high school, Emma had nothing to do till she sees the opportunity to go through the training to operate the ADT. Edna Parker, like the rest, is a high school graduate who had little skills and was involved in petty trading. Now she can boast of developing skills in moving ADT with the hope that after completing the training, she will work to earn a better living. And I express appreciation to the management of ArcelorMittal Liberia for providing such a unique opportunity to Liberians. Darlington CY training superintendent says the performance of the trainees is impressive. Just imagine people who have knowledge of driving and breaking the stump to undergo the training to move such a gigantic truck. This is commendable and we must be grateful to them, said Darlington. With this being said, it brings us to the final conclusion of Hot Pepper newspaper. Back to you, Greg.
Thanks to you, Lincoln. So, class, this is how we do a summary of our news reading here. We have from the Data Observer newspaper, we have Southeast cut off until October 9. There's an issue with the road. We have a deplorable road condition that is leading from Nimba County to the southeastern, and you have few counties that have been affected. You have Saklipi and Nimba counties, Weju, Grand Judea County, and the police said that this part of the road is told specifically to heavy vehicles. That doesn't mean you cannot travel. Please, I'm breaking this down so those who are listening or those who are watching will be able to understand since you are just joining us. That doesn't mean you can't travel to Sweju, you can travel to Saklipi. This is, I think, especially to business people
Yeah,
who
they
are
are actually
traveling.
restrict.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are actually
yeah,
restricting
actually
heavy,
restricting
heavy vehicles.
heavy vehicles from passing around because they are working on the road. Now the question is why this couldn't happen ever since. But now, just few more days to October 9th. Sometimes people want to mix this up
Yeah,
as
with politics.
yes. And for me, I would see it from that standpoint because you had ample time to work on it, but you did not. And almost gearing towards October 9 or October you want to work on road. It's not actually
Well,
not
one of the key issues is that who recondition road during the heated period of the rainy seasons. I think that reconditioning exercise is not be very will not be very commendable considering the fact of the rainfall and other stuff.
so this mandate came from the public health,
Right?
the public work ministry, and it came from the engineer Francis Carter, and then he gave this order so the police are kind of informing the public those who are traveling. Another one says NEC's failure to publish final VR raises concern of course, and Dr. Monuba have decided to speak about it, and he noted in his writing or in his message to us Liberians that he will explore legal powers to ensure that this do not go unnoticed. Meaning, this is a caution to NEC. You have to put up, you have to actually do what is right. You this thing. should have been out, 30 days prior to election. That is what it stated.
Yeah.
So you cannot go ahead what you tell the people going by laws and regulations, and you can't you tend to default from that. It's kind of, it plays a major role. We are pushing a message of peace. We should try to avoid all of these things that will cause protests and all of those, right? These things are things that lead to violence. You cannot play with the Liberian people that way. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of bad, and up to now it has not been posted. They said Tuesday. Hopefully, we are aware that Tuesday, the VR, the final VR will be posted.
Yeah, that is the. I think a lot of people who are actually asking the National Elections Commissions to publish cell listing. They are actually making reference to the FRR. That is the registration rule. Final registration rule, because uh, what they expected from the National Elections Commission, that the National Elections Commission reported that they have observed that some names came twice, even multiple times. So what they wanted to do was to be able to look through the listing and be able to reduce it. So, but now, according to the law, the election law of Liberia, it says that the election that FFR, which is the final voter roll, should be up 30 days prior to the elections activity. So I think while we are advocating for peace, the National Elections Commission shouldn't be doing anything that can jeopardize the peace of our country.
Yes, so it's kind of bad, and it's good that Tato Monuba is speaking about this. One of our candidates in the race, presidential candidate. That's Clarence Monuba. So another headline on the New Dawn newspaper, just a summary of our news reading. CDC insists on first round victory. Division sound, or the ruling coalition for democratic change, says no form of violence can deter its quest to win. Nothing anybody will do will make them not to win this first round victory, or will make incumbent President George Mani Weah not to win our upcoming October poll. So that is what they are saying. And this response came from Jefferson Koji. But this have brought me to the point where I wanna really, really speak about his statement. And it's you can't be talking about violence. You can't be saying no to violence and you be acting. You say no to something and you come back, you raise a gas on a fire. Suddenly it's gonna blaze.
Yeah,
so yes, so he responded that his response was, Kochi said the CDC has the capacity to maintain and contain any form of violence from who be violators or any member of the opposition bloc. What do you mean you have the capacity to maintain and contain? What do you mean? Why should you even be saying all of those things?
But I think when one of the things Coach needs to understand is that when you are in the driving seats, there are statements you make. You don't when you were in opposition, you no longer make it considering the status or considering the role you play in society. Coaches should not be doing this. I think coaches are supposed to be preaching the message of peace rather than trying to inflame the situations.
And you don't have to respond to all of the jobs. One thing I know about Sedition, every little thing they have to come up and respond to it. That was a message. I mean, ECOWAS condemned the message. All of us Liberians, we are condemning it. From what context, our leader, our political leader, that is Prince Johnson, Senator Prince Johnson, at what context he spoke about it, that was wrong. The Arab Spring, we all know the issue of the Arab Spring. It's not something good. He shouldn't have flagged that out. And Joseph Yuma Bwaka stated something similar to what he said that did not go down well with us Liberians. We are shaming them to that. So as a political leader, you sitting somewhere that is crucial in our government as a city police sorry, or city mayor, and you are saying that you have the capacity to contain. So what do you have to contain and maintain? You have to contain and maintain violence. Is that what you're saying? Liberia is I mean, we don't expect you guys to be doing these things. We don't expect.
And one of the things about it is that we need to cherish our country, Liberia, because this is our motherland. We don't have any place to go. One of the things we should always register at the back of our head is that all of the countries that want to assist us to restore peace in Liberia is they are having their own domestic issues. So don't you think that there will be more concentrated on their domestic, resolving their domestic issue rather than coming to tell us, say, oh, we cannot do this because this is Liberia and you people are all Liberians. One of the things we should also be cognizant of the fact that every time we wake up, we should be thinking about how we can foster Liberia peace and develop Liberia in a most speedy fashion rather than talking about things that will undermine the peace and stability of Liberia.
I don't want to assume for him that would be bad on my path, but I'll just say this. It's like killing on top. I'm just prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for you to slap me. The minute you slap me, I'm gonna beat you severely that you'll be wounded.
Yeah.
That's how I look like. I'm already embracing the act of violence.
Yeah.
That's how I look like.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you cannot be that type of person. Everybody have their mindset about you in our country already. Jefferson Kochi, everybody have that mindset about you. So you have to like when it comes to these things, you have to respond to it in a very different way. You don't have to show
You can't be
yeah.
playing the brewers or maybe a whistleblower. You are
Yeah.
calling the international attention to a statement made by the opposition. That
Then
at
you
the same time,
responding to
you are
it.
saying that you are
Yeah.
prepared.
You can continue, you can maintain, continue. Why can you continue? Why can you maintain? If God forbid something happens to this election process and we having to go elsewhere, why can you continue? Why can you maintain? These are all people who are still long in the business. Why can you continue and maintain?
Innocent
Don't be
people
saying
just
that. Don't be
innocent
saying.
people.
Innocent people will lose their lives. We don't want to dive there. And thanks to Azara Mentor for their tremendous life changes for 4 females ADT operators. I think they are students who completed or driving steady or driving course in moving these big vehicles that can be used for construction
Yes,
purposes. So thanks to Azara Mentor, their life has been changed and they are females. I'm excited that they can have a new day right after high school, some of them.
feminists in chief.
Yes, whatever you call it. So we take a short break, folks. So when we get back, we fill you in on our international news. Don't forget, Liberia is what we have. Liberia is what we got. So in order to protect the peace we have within our country, Liberia, we must do away with all forms of violence. Remember, violence is not only about slapping. Please. Let's take a short break, folks. And when I get back, I will fill you in on our international news. Thanks for watching, and I'll be right back shortly.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal.
Okay, welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. We have completed all of our local news here within our country. We now move internationally for our news, and our news for today is from the ABC standpoint. So we have the headline: the Biden administration is forced to allow Israeli citizens to travel to the U.S. without a U.S. visa. This is important. This has been one of the trending stories. So I think it's good enough that we bring it to the attention of our country, Liberia. The Biden administration, Joe Biden administration, is forced to allow Israeli citizens to travel to the U.S. without a U.S. visa. The news in details. The Biden administration is forced to admit Israel this week into an exclusive club that will allow its citizens to travel to the United States without a U.S. visa. Despite Washington's ongoing concerns about the Israeli government's treatment of Palestinian Americans, U.S. officials say an announcement of Israel's entry into the visa waiver program is planned for the late in the week, just before the end of federal budget on Saturday, which is the deadline for Israel's admission without having or qualify for eligibility next year. The Department of Homeland Security administers the program, which currently allows citizens of 40 mostly European and Asian countries, to travel to the US for 3 months without visa. Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas is set to make the announcement Thursday shortly after receiving a recommendation from Secretary of State Antony Blinken that Israel be admitted, according to five officials familiar with the matter who spoke Sunday on condition of anonymity because the decision has not yet been publicly announced. Blinken condemnation is expected to be delivered no later than Tuesday, the official said, and the final announcement will come just 8 days after President Joe Biden met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in New York on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly. The leaders did not raise the issue in their brief remarks to reporters at the meeting, but it has been a subject of intense negotiation and debate for months, as has been the Biden administration's effort to secure a deal to normalize relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia. So this is how we close down on our international news. This is good enough. This is good enough. For 3 months, those Israeli will be having a free visa as it to to America, and it's such a prudent way. I'm hoping that someday our country Liberia will have that opportunity.
That kind of leverage in it.
And the Biden administration decided to do this to set a relationship. That is what they said. So to normalize relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia.
America and Israel has had this long-standing bilateral relationship that has grown so strong to the extent that America is trying to take that particular footing. We all know that there has been information that part of the U.S. security intelligence have been occupied by the Israelis and controlled by the Israelis. So that could be a plus. I think that we Liberians too, because we also have a very strong relationship with America. I think we can benefit from such a kind of leverage.
Yeah, sure. So thanks to you, Kelly Nutapa, for being here today. And then just to close up, Andy Boplajara is watching. Why are people feeling cheated so soon? I think that was the word he should have used firstly. And why are people feeling chastised so soon? Kelly, don't talk about that, was what you said.
But I was just assuming.
Grandpa is
I was only waiting for you to confirm my assumption.
Grandpa is watching from Benton Street. Thanks for joining us. Mama last from Sando following from Patrick, and thanks to you for joining us. This is how we call this a day, folks, as we close up on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media.
But before then, I want to utilize this occasion to extend my happy pre-birthday compliment to the prime presenter on this platform, Grafina Sifa.
Oh, really?
She will definitely be celebrating her birthday on Saturday.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm closing it for you guys. So those of you who usually take pay around the 28, 29, no excuse for you. I'm gonna bring my gift. Thanks to you, Kelly, not for the recognition and the compliments. I appreciate it for remembering my birthday and saying so it's Saturday, and yeah, it's gonna be a busy day for me. So I'm gonna be responding to text messages at a later hour. Yes, because I have class and I have other engagements at work too as well. You know, the Andy Bopler Jara Foundation, ABJ, will be having their academic awards
on
Friday.
Oh,
and it's gonna be
so it's January after January.
Yes, it's gonna be something buggy for me. And I have class the next day. And I have to put myself together right after Friday for Saturday. But howbeit, I'm grateful for another year, another age being added to mine. Thanks, folks. Let's not drive our show to another form. I'm grateful, and thanks for watching. See you next Tuesday. That is this Tuesday, tomorrow. And I will be here again bringing you information along with Kaylin on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media. Thanks for watching, and I love you so much.
Hello dear, my name is Kay Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and